Good morning, sir. How do you say your first name?
Medellin.
Okay, Mr. Alharoni?
That's why I said the last name.
Yeah, so Mr. Alharoni is charged with possession of child pornography in cause number 25 DCCR 1378. And what is the announcement?
The prosecutor and I have met about the case. We spoke last week and we spoke again this morning. I don't know if you want to speak to, there's some issues with the indictment. But the other are, since she has taken over the case, we're kind of discussing a resolution.
So I see that there was a motion to quash the indictment that was filed some time ago, back in December. What I can do is just reset it, Ms. French, since you're just getting on the case, give you some time to look at that indictment. If something needs to be amended, you can take care of that. If you think it's fine, then we'll have the hearing on the motion to quash at the next court date. Or if you guys come up with some agreement, we can take care of that. But I'll just do a normal reset so you guys can look more into it.
And
And
she
then-
jumped into it pretty fast. We've had some really good.
Yeah,
pretty good
no, I have no
conversation.
doubt she has. She's jumped
So-
into them. So we'll do a normal reset, stay in touch with Mr. Rennick so that once he gets any information, offers, things like that from the assistant district attorney, then you can visit with him and we'll see if we can get a resolution.
Thank you,
You're
Joe.
free to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Morning. All right, sir, you diving Kalina?
Yes, ma'am.
This is 24 DCCR 2432. Mr. Kalina is charged with injury to a child, elderly or disabled individual. And what is the announcement?
Judge, I think we're on the goal line to a resolution. The court would allow the last reset.
Any issue?
Judge, Mr. Cat was on this for quite some time.
Yeah, I
So
see
Mr.
that there-
Kelly has been on a shorter period of time. We're not quite there yet. We've kind of countered a couple of different things, made a few phone calls, but we're doing our best.
Thank you. I'll just do a normal reset. This, I know you haven't been on it very long, but this will be the last reset just because the case is getting long in the nature of the offense. And
Understood.
so make sure, Mr. Kalina, that you stay with get in touch and visit with Mr. Kelly before that next court date. Once he gets any final offers from the state, you guys can go over that and we'll get an actual announcement at that next court date. Okay, thank you.
Judge. Thank you.
Right, so you're Raquel Glover, and Mr. Glover's case is set for trial to begin with jury selection next Monday and cause number 24 DCCR 0232. And what is the announcement?
The state had tendered a new offer today of 10/10. Mr. Glover's informed me that he's refusing that. We're still requesting a trial.
Great. Any
Thanks
issues?
for the trial, Judge. We're ready.
All right, so Mr. Glover, I'm going to number the case for trial. Your case is very old. It's likely to be somewhere near the top of the list. After today, I will not accept this agreement. So you have every right, obviously, to have a jury determine if you're guilty or not. If they find you guilty, what your punishment is. But after today, we're not going to come back and do a probation tomorrow or Monday afternoon at the last minute. Today's the day for that, okay? All right, stay in touch with Mr. Kimler and your bondsman, and we'll see you back next Monday at 1 o'clock. Okay?
Okay.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. You Brian, is it Barrier? And Mr. Barrier was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the third-degree felony offense of placing a serial number with intent to change the identity. I've received that pre-sentence report and reviewed it. Have you all had an opportunity to review that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, we have.
Any additions or corrections?
No, Your Honor.
Not from state judge.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you previously entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, follow the agreement that you made and find you guilty of placing a serial number with intent to change identity. Sentence you in accordance with your agreement to a term of 3 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections, but that will be suspended. You'll be placed on probation for 3 years. You're ordered to pay the $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. If you do that, then for all practical purposes, your case here in court is over and you'll be able to serve that 3-year sentence while you're out on probation. The other side of that, however, is if you violate any condition of probation, you can be brought back into court and you could be facing that 3-year sentence that you've already agreed to. Do you understand? I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows that this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. I also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk with Mr. Smith. All right, good luck to you, sir. If you'll just have a seat here in the courtroom, probation's gonna call you up to her desk when she's ready to go over your paperwork. All right, good luck. And then you've got Cedric Franklin. Good morning, sir. Are you Cedric Franklin? And Mr. Franklin, before I go forward with your sentencing, there was a couple of concerns I had with regard to maybe some previous drug use. I'm going to have you tested this morning before we go forward with sentencing. Have a seat in the jury box and we'll get that. Good morning. Are you Fabian Hall? And Mr. Hall was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the third-degree felony offense of injury to a child, elderly or disabled person. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the report?
Yes, sir.
I have to.
Are there any additions or corrections,
No, yeah.
explanations?
Yeah.
The PSI kind of gives me some hesitancy.
It gives me a lot of
His
hesitancy.
response was when he was given an opportunity, seemed to overwhelmingly mitigate and minimize his role in his offense. Obviously, from the perspective as Mr. Riley writes it, that he has no criminal history, doesn't appear to have a substance abuse issue, so to speak, that he would be a candidate for probation, but based on the totality of everything, and especially Judge, his recommendation for the alternates, I defer to what.
And I would also comment, that, the PSI itself, talks about the fact that there's several factors in the defendant's background circumstances that favor leniency in sentencing.
Well,
And
all of that depends on, he pled guilty to this, and then his version is, I was being a good father that I am. I took the kids to play. We laughed, we ate, we enjoyed. My daughter was feeling bad and I ignored the signs of sickness. She had a lacerated liver. And the allegation is that he kicked her. There's nothing in here. This is a complete denial of,
no, it wasn't meant to. I talked to him extensively about that, Judge. What he tells me, and I have not talked to the probation department who wrote that, is that, and what he would tell you, that he never understood the officer to ask him specifically what is his version.
this
of
is
this
in
case.
writing. He wrote
And
this.
then he wrote this because he explained to you why. Go ahead.
Okay, so he asked me if there was anything else I wanted to say. I'll just let him know that yeah, I'm a good father and I do what I can for my kids. That was all.
But you were not
So-
denying the fact that you committed the offense.
So did you or did you not?
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I played guilty to yes.
I know you pled guilty.
Yes.
I was here for that.
Mhm.
Did you do what they charged you with? So what is the status now as far as access to children? It looks like there wasn't cooperation with Child Protective Service, which also gives me some concern. What, do you see your children now?
Yeah, I do.
Do you have a court order?
Not the one that I'm not supposed to.
No, I'm talking about a court order from family court or anything that day.
Did you go through family?
Like visitation.
No, I wasn't given it.
Okay.
So you've got 5 children. And this says you live with your girlfriend and 4 of the children. Is that correct?
Yes.
But you did not complete the CPS service plan? CPS got involved, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And from what I'm reading, it looks like there was some resistance to following all of the recommendations and service plan from CPS. So,
no resistance. I followed everything they asked me for.
Yeah, that was a surprise to us is we had understood he had done everything they asked him to do under the family plan.
and so does CPS, did they give you permission to be
They told me I would
with your children?
will have to be supervised with it, and I have been getting supervised. They never told me anything out of ordinary.
So you're never at home with these children by themselves?
No. And I'm always at work, so never at home by myself.
Where's the 5th child? There's 5 and you live with 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Which one do you not live with?
No, that's Nakai Fields.
And who does Nakaya live with?
Um,
Do you see her?
No, ma'am. They wouldn't be not to.
Right, so that's the victim in this office.
Yes.
So with CPS, what exactly did you do? Did you take a parenting class?
No.
You did not?
No, I really didn't know what I had to do. Nobody told me nothing. That's why I'm kind of confused about it.
Judge, if the court needs more information about that, it'd be very easy for me to obtain, if you might give us either a little bit of time this morning. Or
I mean, we have no
next week.
problem.
Yeah,
As
I
a
know.
condition of we have no problem as a condition of probation, telling, saying that he must complete the recommendations of the CPS as far as like a family plan or anything.
Well, and I don't know what their recommendations are at this point, and it doesn't necessarily look to me if it's, anyway, so here, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find Mr. Hall that you previously entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney. I'm going to defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 7 years. You're ordered to pay a $1,500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. That includes entering and successfully completing a parenting course that is approved by probation. So at this point, since I'm not real sure where CPS is on this, I'm going to order myself that you do the parenting class. If CPS is still involved, I'm also going to order that you follow all of their rules and conditions, which does include that you not have contact with Nakia, and that you have no unsupervised contact with any child, including any of your own.
Yes, ma'am.
So if mom has to go out and go to the store, you don't get to stay home with the kids. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you do, then it's a violation of this probation. You'll be right back here in court. If I find out about it, you could go to prison for up to 10 years. Do you understand? If you do everything that you're supposed to on this probation and figure out obviously better ways to handle the children, then at some point, if you've completed all the classes and done everything that you're supposed to, there's the possibility of some further contact with your children. And this is an opportunity where you don't have this felony conviction on your record. And at the end of the probation, if you successfully complete it, the case will be dismissed. You'll never have this conviction. The other side of that, though, like I said, is if you violate any condition of probation, you'll be back here in court and you could be facing the 10-year sentence and the conviction. Do you understand? Or up to a 10-year sentence.
Yes, ma'am.
I do want to make sure, it looks like if there is a referral for mental health services, you have to follow through with any of those, whether you feel like you need it or not. If probation has you assessed and they feel like there's some counseling or something that would help you, you will be required to do that. Also, you will be required to have a substance abuse assessment and follow any recommendations of that. So it looks like there has been some marijuana use in the past. And that for some reason is on, when's the last time you used marijuana? Have,
Last year, say December.
so if I test you today, you shouldn't have anything in your system. Have a seat in the jury box. Let's test that before I go any further. All right, Mr. Franklin tested negative, which obviously is good. So at this time, any reason not to go forward with sentencing? All right, then, Mr. Franklin, I'm going to find that you previously entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and sentence you in accordance with that agreement to a term of 10 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections, but I'm going to suspend that. You'll be on probation for 5 years. You're ordered to pay the $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. If you do everything that you're supposed to on this probation, this is a great opportunity because you will be able to serve that 10-year sentence while you're out on probation. And if you violate any condition of probation, then you can be brought back into court You could be, your probation revoked, and you can be facing that 10-year sentence that you've agreed to. Do you understand?
Understood.
I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that shows that this was an agreement that I followed. And so you've waived your right to appeal. Do you have a question?
If I complete this successfully, would this go on my record?
Yeah, this is a conviction. It's on your record. And that's based on the criminal history that you already have. You've already had 2 probations that were revoked. So your agreement was for the straight probation. I also handed you an admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk with Mr. Smith. All right. If you'll just have a seat here in the courtroom, probation is going to call you up to her desk when she's ready to go over your paperwork. Good luck to you, sir.